What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lotus the one who never knows best, and in today's video, I want to talk about some Marvel Tokon. As you guys know, I'm very excited for this game. Looking forward to the release quite a lot. Cannot wait for that open beta. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the month, July 24th can't come quickly enough. But while we do wait, while we are in anticipation, I thought it would be fun to go ahead, take a little quick trip down memory lane, if you want to call it that, and take a look back at all the trailers that we've gotten, or at least like the major trailers for this game, starting with the initial announcement trailer and each of the 5 teams that we got, and kind of like giving them a rating on how cool or how dope I think each trailer was, maybe ranking them best to worst. And then also, after all of that, taking a look at the roster for the game and seeing which characters I'm the most and least interested in. I already have a pretty good idea of what team I think I'm going to be playing in the beta and also when the full game launches, but honestly, I'm probably going to try out more than just 4 characters, although knowing me, I guess there is a chance that I just pick 4 and I'm like, you know what, I like this, I'm sticking to it. But there are several characters that I find interesting in this game, which is surprising considering that it's only 20 characters, because that was obviously a big point of contention, a lot of concern, a lot of conversations that the roster wasn't going to be all that. And I think there is still going to be people out there who are disappointed regardless. You can't please everybody. The internet's never happy, but I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters to me. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. Anyway, that being said, speaking of first, let's go ahead and take a look back at that initial launch trailer, or announcement trailer rather, for the game, and let's see if I can get back in the headspace of where I was when this trailer originally came out, because when this first got announced, I had no idea that this was coming. I didn't know what to think, I didn't know what to expect, and hey man, let me turn me up a little bit. Yeah, we seen Arc, bro. Nah. When I see that Arc System Works pop up, I was like, huh? What you talking about? What they talking about? They talking about that? Because there have been times before where like we knew, like, because the thing is, like, you've had times where it's like, oh, you know, like a new fighting game is coming, or a new game for this IP, or like this studio is working on a new title. I heard nothing. I heard nothing about a Marvel game being in the works. I heard nothing about an Arc System Works game being in the works. I did not know there was gonna be no new fighting game. So I was like, huh? And you see the shield pop up. I'm like, huh, Captain America, Marvel. I'm like, what? Yeah, Marvel games, Arc System Works, just out the game. I'm just like, what? And then you see Iron Man and Captain America looking clean, boy. I think just the shock value alone for this makes it really hype. And then you see it's a tag, you see it's a team game, because like the gameplay didn't like immediately blow me away, right? But it's like seeing that's an Arc System game, it's a Marvel game, it's a fighting game, then seeing it's a team-based game, then Spider-Man with the weave. Oh man. Hey, and it looks gorgeous. I mean, I've said it before, like whatever they pay these artists and these animators, it's not enough. Arc System Works easily makes the best looking fighting games in the business, and I don't think it's even close. You talk about Tokon and DBFZ and Guilty Gear Strive, like those are just the 3 best fighting games in the last decade to me. Oh, visually. Star-Lord popping out, Ghost Rider. You see Dr. Doom pull up. Hey, feels the aura. Ooh, and the cross up, blam! Back of the dome piece with it. Yeah, this was a really hype trailer just off the strength of like, and then Storm baby, oh man, just off the strength of like this all being brand new and completely unexpected, and then Storm looking like the coolest character in this trailer for me personally. And then 4v4, like I've just never seen a 4v4 game before. That just hadn't been done before. Yeah, this one was pretty hype. This one was pretty hype. Do we give it a 10 out the gate? See, the thing is, I'm also like live right now as I'm recording this. Shout out to my Twitch shop live. Twitch.tv/links in the description down below. Y'all know the whole spiel. But yeah, I don't know. And then the Tokon Assemble, then the 4v4, the face off, man. Chat, what we thinking, bro? What would y'all rate this on a 1 to 10? I'm thinking it's probably got to be at least a 9. I ain't gonna lie. Matter of fact, do I bring the chat up on screen so they can talk to y'all? What we thinking, chat? How are y'all feeling? I feel like I got to give it at least a 9. I ain't gonna lie. 9.5, 9, 8.5. The editing and just the announcement at the time. This shit is a 10 out of 10. A solid 9. It's a 9. It's a 9. Yeah, I feel like it's at least a 9 off principle. I might go 9.5. I don't know if I want to give it a straight 10. We gonna give it like a tentative 9 for now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it 9.5. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because like I was pretty excited. I was pretty excited. The only reason why I would give it a 10 in terms of like it being a hype announcement and a big trailer. I say it only loses half a point for me personally because I'm not a comic book head. You know what I'm saying? If I was more well versed in the world of comic books and Marvel, I'd probably just straight up give this a 10. You know what I'm saying? Because this would be like, you know, it's like a dream come true for if you're somebody who is a big Marvel head and a fighting game player and everything like that, right? So I deduct half a point just for me, not because I dislike comics or Marvel, but just because I'm just not well versed. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving 9.5. Because like, if you do the same thing, but it's like an anime that I like Naruto or some shit, oh, 10. A million, honestly, if it's Naruto, but yeah, we're not gonna go down that whole road. But yeah, listen, okay. Next one we're gonna go ahead and check out is that that Unbreakable X-Men trailer, man. Let's go take a look at that. All right, so then we got the Unbreakable X-Men trailer. Our first glimpse at Champion, Gladiator, all busted up. I'm getting hype. You see the smile start twitching up, you know what I'm saying? Start appearing on my face. I'm getting hyped just remembering seeing this for the first time.
We still have to save it.
Who will answer the call? And then you get Baby Girl. Seeing Unbreakable X-Men, seeing the X-Men immediately got me a little excited, I ain't gonna lie, because one of the things that I have dabbled in the Marvel world is the X-Men, which is why you'll see my biases show up a lot with that in terms of like my taste in characters and everything like that. Storm, we obviously already knew, so seeing her was like, I mean, I ain't never mad at seeing Storm, but we already knew. Then Magic pops up. I'm like, okay, didn't expect that, didn't see that coming. Obviously, Magic, playable character in Marvel Rivals, looks gorgeous in this game. Love her design. Seen the install, that's sick. And then Wolverine, the boy, I see a Wolverine pop up, and he's voiced by Steve Blum, who is one of my favorite voice actors of all time. I mentioned it before, but if you're anything like me, Steve Blum was one of the voices of your childhood. Shout out to Nami, IYKYK. You know what I'm saying? So like Wolverine himself was already hyped, but then hearing Steve Blum's voice sent it over the edge. I ain't gonna lie. And then Danger. Like Danger was just like a what the hell? Like what the hell? Like who would have seen Danger coming?
Prepare to be disassembled. Surrender to avoid further danger.
Certainly not my type of character, but I know a couple people who would definitely be interested in playing her.
We are stronger together.
Then the supers look sick. I'm thinking, I don't think this one is as hype as the initial launch trailer, because once you know that the game exists, now you're looking for specific characters or specific things, right? Obviously, you want to see as much gameplay as you can, and we all have our favorites that we're waiting to see. So when I see X-Men, immediately, like, I got characters that I want to see. You know, I'm looking for Cyclops, I'm looking for Gambit, I'm looking for Psylocke. You know, I got my own characters I'm looking for, right? So Wolverine, obviously one of those as well. Seeing Wolverine pop out, that was hype. Him being voiced by Steve Blum, that's hype. Storm, we already knew. Magic is like cool. Danger is like cool. I'm thinking for me, I want to say in terms of hype, this one might be like a 7 to an 8. Maybe we give it a 7.5, just because for me personally, you also got to factor in that you get 3 new characters. So we weren't certain like how many characters we were going to see per reveal and everything like that. And how, like at this point, we didn't really know how like these whole reveals was going to work. So seeing 3 new characters was hype in itself. The game obviously looks gorgeous. Wolverine was sick. Steve Blum was sick. Magic looked cool, but I wasn't like head over heels for her. Danger, not my type of thing. So I'm feeling like a 7.5, maybe an 8. Feeling like a 7.5, maybe an 8. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I see X-Men. I got other characters that I personally want to see. So you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm gonna go. I still give it an 8. I still give it an 8, just because this is at this point I'm just still fiending and thirsting for it. You know what I'm saying? I think overall it's still obviously a really well done trailer and all, but I'm gonna give it an 8. What y'all thinking, Twitch chat? 8, 10 because Magic is baby girl. I ain't mad at that. Maybe I got to give it another bonus point just for showing me more Storm. 7, I ain't mad at it. It's cool. It's cool. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but it's cool. It's cool. But then after that, we got the next trailer, which was Amazing Guardians. Seeing the promoter.
Citizens of planet Earth.
Seeing a little bit more of that episode battle. Spidey coming through. You know what I'm saying? I love the Spider-Man design in the suit, by the way. Hey.
You got this, Ms. Marvel.
Bye-bye. Thanks for giving me the chance, Spidey. You're up
See, this one definitely loses points because you didn't really get as many new characters, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was probably my least favorite of the trailers, even without having seen the rest. And you know what I'm saying? 3 of the characters on the team, like, we'd already seen, you know what I'm saying? We already knew we already knew that Spider-Man, Miss Marvel, and Star-Lord were all in the game. We've been able to play them as well by this point, so it's like, it loses a lot of points. Like, it's a cool trailer, and then Penny Parker shows up, which, like, caught me off guard. It's cool. Didn't see it coming. It's a nice surprise. Not personally a Penny Parker fan. Don't dislike her. Just, you know, haven't read the comic. Had only ever seen her in the Spider-Verse movie. You know what I'm saying? I just like, you know, you only get one new character, and then it's a character that, like, you know, doesn't interest me at all. So, you know, obviously still gorgeous and all, you know, well animated. I welcome unique and different archetypes and you know, gameplay styles, even if they're not ones that interest me, just because I like the diversity and the variety. New stage though. New stage also looks really good. But
Too easy. Great power comes a great beatdown.
yeah, I think I gotta give it a 5, you know. I think just compared to the other trailers, like it's like a 5 or a 6 to me, because it's a good trailer. You know, I welcome the character, but it's like 3 characters we already knew, and then the one new character that you do get is not somebody that I cared about. So it's just like, okay. Like, I'm sure when I first saw it, I was like pretty excited. I was like, oh, this is really cool. But it's just like, you know, looking back now, it's like it's a good trailer. It's not bad by any means, but it's just okay. It's just okay. You know, like I probably get a 5. I probably give it a 5. All right. So then after Amazing Guardians, we get the Fighting Avengers trailer, which, as always, starts off with the promoter.
Allow me to explain. The challenge of the champion.
I don't know. I feel like this one's kind of similar in the sense where, like, just because of the lack of new characters, you do get the another teaser of Champion. You know what I'm saying? Captain America acknowledging promoter. That's cool, I guess. Captain America, Iron Man, we always expected both of them to be on the same team. We knew that there was going to be an Avengers team. That always went without saying.
Can't fight the future. The rest is up to you.
But then you get the reveal of the first new character for this team. And it's the Hulk. I like the Hulk, you know. There was a Hulk movie that I really liked a lot as a kid. I had the giant Hulk, like, foam hands back in the day. But he's just never been a character that, like, I was gonna play. You know what I mean? Like, he's not my style, not my archetype. Looks good though. Love the costume. If you are into grapplers, like big body, like brawler characters, you know, he might appeal to you. But baby girl right there, Shuri. Black Panther, controversial pick. I know for a lot of people there was a lot of drama and controversy surrounding her. I think she looks incredible. She's probably gonna end up being on my team.
You got this, Shuri.
The Black Panther pick is sick to me.
Come on, big guy. Get to it.
Hulk, stronger than anyone. Hulk
Powerful.
We win together.
Now you will see true strength.
I know for a lot of people this is probably their least favorite one. If you're like a big T'Challa fan.
Champion Buster online Friday. Let's show him something special.
Now strike.
But I like this one. I like this one. So similar to the Spider-Man one, it does lose points for there only being 2 new characters as opposed to 3. And like, I feel like that adds a lot of hype and excitement to the trailer. 2 new characters. One of them I don't really care about as much, even though I like the Hulk. He's just, again, not a character that I can see myself playing. Black Panther is a character I do see myself playing. You know what I'm saying? So her gameplay I thought was really sick. I love the design. 2 characters, obviously, you know, done as well as all the other ones. I'm thinking we gave X-Men an 8. That one had 1 character for sure that I see myself playing. 1 that I think I might. 1 that I probably won't. I feel like this one got to be about a 6.5 or a Selm. 6.5 or Selm. You know what I'm saying? I'll be nice. I'm going 7 on this one. How you feeling, Twitch chat? 6 or Selm? That is how I said that shit, huh? 6 or Selm? I'd say 7. 7's cool. I'm chilling with 7. Yeah, I'm thinking a 7 out of 10 on this one for your boy. This next one. The next one. Then we get to the Knights of Doom, which I ain't gonna lie.
Prepare to face the supreme master of the
We get to see Champion finally revealed in what he actually looks like in this game, and he's not just a silhouette. Probably the best look we've gotten at the episode battle. Promoter's beautiful face as always. And we hear him speak for the first time, so that was cool. That's exciting. Then you get Doom showing up, aura farming, Knights of Doom. Which, by the way, that title is just hard as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. They team titles probably watching all the other ones up to this point.
Let me show you why you should need it.
He's so cool. He's so cool.
Your works are mere trinkets.
I didn't really like playing him that much when I initially tried out the beta, but like, then you get Magneto. Like, come on, man. Like, one of the most highly requested characters, you know what I'm saying? One of the ones that was highest on people's list for hoping that he gets in the game. Design looks sick. You know what I'm saying? Is actually using magnetism and metal scraps and stuff in his fighting. Then Green Goblin with one of the coolest designs for Green Goblin I've ever seen. Didn't a pick that really wasn't expected. Was theorized about, but wasn't sure. The glider, the pumpkin bombs, his little gremlin ass run that he does. And then Carnage. Oh my god. Carnage design is so sick, and he's animated so beautifully. Like, yo, son. Again, the art and animation for this game is insane. Like, come on, son. Come on, son.
No mercy.
Bro.
Don't be greedy. He's mine.
Knights of Doom, destroy them. Feel my wrath.
Son, yeah, this one is so fire. This is the best one out of all of them up to this point, easily. Chat, how we feeling? Because like, I think that one was bare minimum a 9.5, and low key I might want to give it a 10. The only thing that might be preventing me from giving it a 10 and giving it like a 9.5 or like a 9.75 is the fact that for me personally, I just don't know if I would actually play any of these characters. You know what I'm saying? Because the trailer was super sick. The characters look really cool. It's just knowing me and my personal taste in fighting games, would I actually play in these characters? I don't know. So it's just like, it might lose not even a full point, but it's like a smidge. But like, I kind of want to give it a 10 anyway, just because like, just off the sheer strength, you feel me? I agree with Yozo. Just off from the simple standpoint of just putting together a dope ass trailer. This one blows all the previous ones out of the water. Even without me like being interested in playing any of those characters, I don't. It's a 10. It's a 10. Like that was to me by far the best trailer up to that point. Knights of Doom gets a 10, bro. Speaking of characters that I may or may not be interested in. Speaking of 10s, spoiler alert. We get the final trailer. Samurai Outriders.
The Fighting Avengers.
The only thing that sucks about this trailer, it's not the trailer's fault, it's my fault, is that unlike every other trailer for this game, I did not get to see this and react to this like live with this initial reveal. With every other trailer, I was live streaming and got to see it in real time, you know, without knowing what was coming, without knowing what to expect or anything like that. Even though I didn't see the trailer or like clips from it, I had to like pull it up on YouTube and I already knew the characters going into it. If I hadn't, oh man, my reaction video could have been so much better, because seeing this in real time get revealed live would have, it's my own fault. It's my own fault for being all over the place and unorganized and just missing out like that day. But you know, you start off with, first of all, this dope ass shot of the Avengers. Hell sure, let me holler at you, go. Why don't you come over here? Anyway, my fault. Tighten up. We must stay focused, my brothers. We must stay focused. Hey, yo, Star, how about you come over here? How come you holler at you? Yo, come on over here. Anyway, X-Men looking cold.
The amazing
Focus, 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 focus. Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in.
Knights.
Amazing Guardians, they look cool, swaggy. Knights of Doom just ore farming in the alleyway. He started with Ghost Rider. He cool. He cool. You know what I'm saying? He cool. You know, we had already seen him.
I'll make this quick.
And then you get Blade. Oh, my good golly, Miss Molly.
God, don't blink.
Yo, son. Yo, son. Son, come on, son. Yo, son, come on, son. Talk to me. Come on, son. What you talking about, son? Nah. Wait for it. Shrinku. Woo!
They say I'm a legend, but I am
Captain America. Not quite. Think again.
I've saved
And I wouldn't have even thought that Loki was a character that I would think is that cool, but oh no, he's hot. You know what I'm saying? Tight. And then his gameplay actually looks really cool.
rattling tongue.
He actually looks like a character I might play.
You will not survive. My Ragnarok.
And then
Rage quitting is the ultimate fighting game sin.
you get the absolute love letter to fighting games that is Deadpool in this trailer,
Let me check out some strategy.
where he immediately comes in, breaks the fourth wall, is literally popping out of the frame.
Now,
Like,
resume. It's me.
you know, we went through this in the initial, you know, reaction to the trailer, but does a Naruto run, comes through, Johnny Cage nut punch, Captain Ginyu pose, reference pose here, comic book reference pose here, Jacko from Guilty Gear Strive, Yoshimitsu, then does the Minazuki from Persona 4, you know what I'm saying, Scorpion, get over here, Toasty, does the Mortal Kombat pose, reference from the movies, does the Hazama kick from Blaze Blue, does the Guilty Gear Roman cancel, Doom foot dive, Super Saiyan Vegeta, A assist, Ki Blast special, does Totsugeki, Volcanic Viper, Jam kick, then you get the Lily Street Fighter 6 Super. It's fucking, bro, it's just like, yeah, like, no, this is just crazy. It's so much. There's so much going on, and then it's just like, dog. That wasn't a pun, by the way. That was just me. That. Anyway. Yeah, nah. This, like, it goes without saying. And then it doesn't end there. You get three new characters, all of which look incredible. You get Deadpool doing all this crazy bullshit, making all these references and homages to other fighting games throughout history, legendary stuff. But it doesn't end there. You get the cool splash art. Get the super. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself. I just realized he said all out attack. Is that supposed to be a Persona reference? Ghost Rider shit right there, looking sick as hell, by the way. But then after all of that,
nah, this isn't it.
you get the announcement of a beta, and then Blade coming through, slicing the graphic, and it's an open beta. 3-day open beta for PS5 and PC. Yeah, like, to me, this is easily, hands down, 10 out of 10 masterpiece, best trailer out of all of them. Like, rivals the, and in my opinion, surpasses the Knights of Doom trailer, just in terms of sheer coolness, hype, excitement. You get 3 new characters, as you did with the X-Men and with the Knights of Doom, and then also on top of it all off, you get the beta announcement, and then all the references. Like, yeah, no, this is one of the absolute best fighting game trailers I have ever seen, for sure. 10 out of 10, no contest. It comes as a surprise to no one. That is my favorite one out of all of these Tokon trailers, easily. Easy 10 out of 10, no notes. No, perfect. So then if I were to rank these, obviously we gave each one of these a rating, but going through all 6 of these trailers from top to bottom, number 1 goes to Samurai Outriders, then Knights of Doom. 3rd place, I'm gonna go ahead and get to that original announcement trailer, because as hype as that was, they absolutely outdid themselves with those final 2 team reveals. Then after that, we gotta go Unbreakable X-Men, Fighting Avengers, and then in last place, unfortunately, is the Amazing Guardians, the Spider-Man team, which it's not that it was a bad trailer. It's just, again, you only got 1 new character, and it just wasn't a character that really interested me that much. So it's just like, you know, like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just probably the lowest ranked one out of these 6. But that's that. Yeah, let me know how you feel in the comment section down below. But with that, I think what I want to do now is go through the roster of Marvel Tokon, now that we do officially know all 20 characters, and talk about the ones that I'm interested in, I'm not interested in, what my team is probably going to look like, And you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into that. So let us go ahead and jump on over to the monitor over here to tier maker. We have a Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls character tier list with all 20 of the characters who have been officially revealed for the game. So first things first, let's go ahead and rename the tiers. I'll name this first tier locks. These are characters that like are locked on the team. I'm pretty confident that I will be playing them first and foremost, and they'll probably end up being on my team no matter what. Then we have the characters that I'm pretty interested in, you know. Then characters that I'm just like, I don't want to name these tiers. Actually, you know what? We'll say this one likely to try out, somewhat interested in, not very interested in, and then we'll have the will probably never touch tier. I think that should be good enough. I think 5 tiers is probably all we need. We might even be able to condense it to 4, but I do think for me there is a difference between each of these enough, even with only there being 20 characters. And I guess we'll just go in the order that they were revealed, right? So Iron Man is a character that I'm not that interested in. It's the thing to understand about this tier is that like these are characters that I'm not likely to play. I may or may not try out. I'm not saying that I absolutely won't play them or try them, but they're not like top candidates for me or characters that I'm going to gravitate toward immediately. I got to play a little bit of Iron Man in the initial beta. It didn't really stand out to me too much, you know what I'm saying? Obviously we had very limited options at the time, but you know, he's not somebody that I'm just like, I got to play Iron Man, you know what I'm saying? But who knows? When I get my chance to play the open beta later this month, and certainly when I get my hands on the full game, when I'm able to see more of what he's capable of and how the game has evolved and developed, any character in this tier above is somebody that I could see myself playing. This bottom tier is the only one where I'm just like, regardless of what happens, I probably just won't play them no matter what. So likewise, Captain America is also going to go in this tier. Again, Captain America is not a character that I have strong attachments to. His gameplay didn't really seem that interesting to me, you know, with the whole shield mechanic or whatever. Like, I guess there's some sauce there to be had, but it's just a little too simple for my liking, honestly, and just not saucy enough. And Captain America himself is all that cool to me. And I would say that I'm also more likely to play Iron Man than Captain America. My question is, I guess I could go the extra little mile, the extra little bit of effort and order these properly within the tiers themselves. So I guess I will do that. Then moving on, we have Miss Marvel, who unfortunately will probably be the first character in my will probably never touch tier. I'm sure she's a great character. I'm sure her character is very likable in the comics, in whatever movies she's in. But just gameplay wise, I'm not with it. She's just not my cup of tea. You know, she reminds me a little bit of like a Majin Buu type character, and I'm just cool off that. I'm cool off that. Next up, we have Star-Lord, and Star-Lord is a character whose visual design I don't really love that much, but his gameplay is kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. He's one of those characters that, like I mentioned before, that with an alternate color, like an alternate costume more specifically, he's something that I could be like, okay, I could see myself playing that character now. Because it's not like I dislike his gameplay, and I did play him a decent bit in the beta. You know, I think Storm and he were the characters I probably liked the most in the beta out of everyone that I remember trying. You know, and he was pretty popular in that beta, probably because he was the coolest and like most fun and maybe the best in that original beta. So gameplay wise, I don't hate it. You know, I'm not head over heels. I could rock with it. He's not like one of my top picks, but he's a character that I can see myself gravitating toward a bit more if I liked his visual design a bit more, honestly. Then we've got Storm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was my favorite character in the beta, although I didn't love her. But again, the game has changed so much that there's so much more to learn about her and the game. And obviously, I only had very limited experience and time with her anyway. I mean, it's just, come on. I ain't got to say too much. You know what I'm saying? The characters in this likely to try out tier are like contenders for really like that third and or fourth spot. I will say, I kind of have in my mind my top 2 picks. I've mentioned them before. If you've been paying attention, you probably know who they are. And then there's a character that I think is like a strong possibility for my third, like almost a lock, but not quite a lock. I think we'll figure this out once I watch some more gameplay, which I haven't seen, which you could make the argument, maybe I should have watched more of the gameplay stuff that exists now prior to doing this, but whatever, we here now, so we just gonna keep it pushing. Then we have Dr. Doom, who is another character that I'm just not too interested in. While I do think Doom himself is very, very cool, I just don't like his movement. Movement matters to me a lot. in fighting games. It's one of the biggest appeals and like factors for how I pick a lot of characters. That's why I play Akali and Ari and 2xKO. It's, you know, Trunks is a character I was always going to play in DBZ no matter what, but him having the extra movement with the flips was obviously a big factor for me. And characters who have command dashes, double jumps, air dashes, things of that nature, those always stand out to me. And like his movement is unique in the fact that it's not like everybody else, but I don't like how clunky it is. I don't like being slow. I don't like being limited in my air movement, and Doom is that. So as cool as he is, he's just not for me. Then we have Ghost Rider, who I would say, again, you know, is not a character that I think is like lame or anything like that. I just don't think he's really for me. I'd probably play him before I played a character like Captain America. And, you know, I just thought talking about movement. It's like, okay, well, why don't you want to play Iron Man then? Because I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also keep in mind, like, we're talking like very surface level, like very trivial things right now when it comes to these characters, because again, I've only played that first beta that had a total of 6 characters. So there's still so much left to be seen with these characters and learned and experienced. So this is all subject to change. You know what I'm saying? Like I might get my hands on it and be like, actually, no, Iron Man, he's a lock. He gotta be on my team no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But just from my experience in the beta, it's like, you know, I didn't love him. Then we have Spider-Man, who I have not had the chance to actually play for myself yet. But I like Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? I've seen all the Spider-Man movies, you know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite. I don't want to say he's one of like my favorite like superheroes, because then I feel like I'm considering myself a certain caliber of fan, when the reality is like, I mean, I've seen every Spider-Man movie. I've seen all the Raimi movies and the Andrew Garfield movies and all the Tom Holland movies. I haven't seen anything else beyond that. It's like I ain't even seen like all the Avengers movies, but like I've seen the majority of like the major Spider-Man films, right? So like, but I ain't never read a comic. I watched Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends back in the day, seen a couple of Spider-Man cartoons, whatever. So when I say like he's like one of my favorite heroes, he's also just one of the only ones that I really know of that well, you know what I'm saying, and have like a decent amount of exposure to and experience with. But Spider-Man is really cool, you know what I'm saying? I think he's a character that I might rock with if I had the chance to try him out. I didn't get the chance to play him because I didn't have access to that second beta, but he's definitely somewhere in this tier where it's like, you know, I'm gonna give him a shot. I'm gonna check him out. Maybe I like him, maybe I don't. We'll see. Similarly, we have Magic, who, first of all, her design in this game is incredible. I love it a lot. The gameplay is somewhat interesting to me. Obviously, I love sword characters, although she strikes me as a little bit of a slower character. But I am interested in the whole install thing, the portals and everything like that. The people who have played her seem to really like her, so I'm interested in trying her out. But I just don't know if she's necessarily going to be for me. And also, I'm already going to have my sword character, you know, who's going to make an appearance. We're going to talk about it a little bit later in this list. Like I said, there's one character out there who's gonna be a lock that may or may not wield a sword, you know what I'm saying, a blade, one might say. I ain't saying too much, I'm just saying. But yeah, Magic is definitely a character I want to. Matter of fact, we might even be able to move her up. I'd say we can move her up. We're likely to try her out because she's more likely, I think, to end up on my team than these guys are, I think. And then we get our first lock, Wolverine. He's absolutely going to be on the team. Out of every character in the game, he is top 2 for me, I want to say, in characters that I want to play and that I see myself playing. And just in terms of like, I love the X-Men, I love Wolverine. I think he's super cool. His gameplay seems up my alley. You know, speedster, multi-hitting normals, hack and slash and everything like that. Like, yeah. Then we have Danger, who, unfortunately, as unique and interesting as she is, just doesn't seem like a character for me. So she's probably someone that I'll never touch. She seems really technical, intricate, and all that, but I just, you know, this hover dash character, projectiles, everything like that, I just don't think she's up my alley. I think she appeals to a specific type of player, and I don't think that type of player is me. I think those who do play her will love her. There are certain players like a Diaphone or an Inzim that I could see trying this character out, and I think they'll really like her. Maybe even like a Leffen or a Sonic Fox would play this character and like her a lot, but doesn't necessarily seem like my type. And unfortunately, I would say the same about Penny Parker. She looks adorable. I'm sure I would like her if I read any of her comics or anything like that. She gives me Bedman vibes, some Guilty Gear. But yeah, I just, you know, big hulking, slow mech character pilot thing. Like, it's just not my stilo. You know what I'm saying? Not my cup of tea. Unfortunately, not going to be for me. And then I would say the same thing is unfortunately true for the Incredible Hulk. Strikes me as a grappler, big hulking, well, literally the Hulk, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not my thing. The Hulk is cool. It's no shade or disrespect to these characters. It's not that I think these characters are lame or corny or whack or anything like that. Maybe I will think that, you know, once we got to play the game more. But it's just like they're just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Some of these characters might be locks for you, and that's cool. I love that for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that we can have different opinions and both have something that we like in this game. You know what I'm saying? But that's you, and this is me. You know what I'm saying? Then next we have Black Panther, who for me I think is at the top of likely to try out. This is the character that I say I'm pretty confident will be my third character in this game. I said I had two characters that are going to be locks. Black Panther is the character that I think is like very likely to be my third, and then there's one more character that obviously we have an open spot for, and it's most likely going to be somebody else from this tier. Then we have Magneto, who I think is really cool. And like, again, X-Men is like the thing I know the most when it comes to Marvel. Not that I'm an expert, but it's just like, you know, it's just what I'm most familiar with and what I have seen in the characters I do like the most. I wanted Magneto in this game, but I think the best I can do is like somewhat interested in, simply because it seems like he's going to be more of a zoner, and zoning is not something like I'm a huge fan of. It's not really like my play style. In fact, I'm an active zoning hater, but it is a team game, so having him on the team could still be useful or cool. Maybe he has a particularly good assist or something like that. I would still like him to be on the team for aura purposes or just for the sheer cool factor, if nothing else. And maybe he could just be a support. I wouldn't be mad at that necessarily. And you know, if I do have to swap him in from time to time and play him a certain way or whatever, then it is what it is. He could also just be like a hired mercenary, you know what I'm saying? Not going to rule him out entirely as a possibility. Still more likely to play him compared to some of the other characters. Also does have his own movement options and everything like that with the flight mechanic and stuff. So that also appeals to me. It's just that if he really truly is like a zoner and that's his whole thing, that's his main thing, probably not going to be for me. Then we have Green Goblin, who I'm really not sure where I want to put. He's either in somewhat interested in or not very interested in, and I really don't know. I do think visually his design is incredibly cool. I think it depends, because my thing with him is that he might have a little bit like the Doom problem, where the glider stuff is interesting, but it seems like when he's not on the glider, and I don't know how often he'll be on or how often he'll be off, but he seems like he's a lot slower without it. And I just don't like slow characters. Like if you're slow, it immediately just like kind of eliminates you from contention for me and my teams, because I just don't like playing slow characters. So I'm not sure. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm gonna leave him around here for now. Then we have Carnage, who, again, I think he's just animated in such a cool way and just looks so fucking dope visually that I'm just like, I might have to give him a try. You know what I'm saying? He just looks so cool. I just might have to give him a try just off the strength. Just off the strength. You know what I'm saying? He's not likely to make it to the final team. But you know. But you know who is likely to make it to the final team? Said I had two locks. Blade, my boy, my actual mercenary, my swordsman. Comes as no surprise to anybody. Y'all already knew. Wolverine and Blade are my locks. I am very confident. First of all, I know for sure I will be playing these characters in the beta, and when the full game comes out, I will be very shocked if these two don't end up on my main team. I will be very shocked if I don't end up playing these two characters. I ain't gotta say too much. Y'all seen me gush a little bit over the trailers already and all that. That's my sword boy for this game. Moving on, we've got Deadpool, who I am likely to try out. He's one of those characters who's like a strong contender for that fourth and final spot on my team. I'm not certain how much I like him, because even though I do think it's really cool what they did with this character, and I do like obviously swordplay and everything like that, all the references are dope. He obviously is a goofy, like comedic, like joke kind of character, and I usually don't like those types of characters. Like I like their existence to some extent, right? You have like Lei Wulong in Tekken, who like does kung fu, but he's kind of like a joke character. I don't know if I necessarily consider Deadpool a gag character per se. He's not quite like Dan from Street Fighter or like Hercule in Dragon Ball or something like that, right? But he's like he kind of is though, you know what I'm saying? So if anything, that would be the biggest turnoff for me. We'll see. He's also got the interesting mechanic going on that we discussed in the blog, video with you know, him using his own health and how that's going to work. I don't know, what is yet to be seen, but I'm interested. I'm interested. Deadpool was one of the characters I wanted to see in this game, but you know, we'll see how it goes. And then last but not least, we have Loki, who again is kind of a sword character. Visually looks really cool. Gameplay seems up my alley, and I would say I'm equally as likely, if not more so, to play him than Deadpool. Although I'd probably take the girlies here over him. So knowing me, one of these three women will absolutely end up on my team. I feel like I gotta have a waifu on the team. You feel me? One of the girls got to be up on the roster. It might be 2 out of 3, to be honest with you. Only time will tell. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty accurate to how I feel. We'll see how much this changes once we play the beta and I've had access to some of these characters, and then when the full game comes out, we'll circle around back to this and see how things have changed. And I can't wait to see what DLC looks like in this game and what characters that we get in the future and how things shape up, man. But yeah, Wolverine and Blade are the locks. I think Black Panther is probably going to be that 3rd spot for me. 4th spot will probably go to Storm, Magic, Loki, or Deadpool, most likely, but still leaving it in the air for one of these 4. And I still might try out some of these guys here, but not incredibly likely to end up on the main team. And then, like I said, no shade or disrespect to these characters just yet, until I find out whether or not I actually hate fighting them or not. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. But it's probably just not a world where I actually play these characters. Anyway, that being said, that's gonna do it for this video. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What does your tier list look like in terms of characters that you're most interested in? Who are the locks for your team? Who do you think you want to try out? Who are you not gonna touch ever in life? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all those content that I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen to you swing the bat. Later.